So today we're going to go over the Viseart Grande Pro 3. This is the third um, Pro palette oriented from Viseart, and it turns like an easel. And turns out that when I was practicing this voiceover, my husband jumped in and started just talking smack in the background, and I ended up leaving it anyway because it's funny as shit. Anyway, so let's start the swatches. The first row we're gonna swatch, actually the first column is gonna be the yellows, and you see this for I went like around against the order of the shadows for my formal swatches, but this is gonna be just an order of top to bottom, just for your reference. So this first shade is like a dark mustard, and
these are the shades that my grandmother's couch was in the 80s. So this whole line here would have been the couch with the scenery colors of the leaves and the water wheel.
I can totally visualize that.
Yes, and she still had the plastic on the couches.
Yes, they never took the plastics off.
These are those colors. That's
Absolutely.
what I'm trying to say.
With flowers.
They had some flowers, but there was a lot more browns too.
That yellow I actually had to layer it like twice. The second and third yellow I had to use like 2 or 3 layers for me to get like opacity. When I did the formal swatches, I actually had to do like maybe 4 of the layers in there to get like a true yellow. Otherwise it was just very, very light. Now this one, it was more pigmented. It's actually a very creamy canary yellow. Is that a canary yellow? Do they say canary or canary?
It's canary.
Oh my god. Guys. Anyway. That is a very light yellow too. And this is the first row of yellows and mustards.
That last one is the color of 1980s kitchens. Totally.
Oh my god.
Everybody had that color in the 80s, don't lie. You know you did too.
I did. And it had like tile. A weird tile. It was that color and it had like a trim. Alright, so now we're starting with brown and oranges. The first 2 shades are like a burnt terracotta. And then we have like a very bright coral. This one is like one of those pigments that you're basically afraid to swatch because it's just not coming out of your arm. But it surprisingly did. I have no idea how because it was super, super bright. Now the 4th shade is, what happened? There it is. The 4th shade. It's like a light brown with like an orange undertone there too. These, you see, it looks way more wearable when you're swatching it than it looks in the palette because the palette itself looks very rainbow, like it's just going to be primary colors and you're not going to have anything to pair it with. And it's pretty wearable. Once you start swatching it, you realize that a lot of these shades are muted and great for blending. This actually has a different lighting because we ended up forgetting this row when we were swatching, and I ended up just doing this at the last part. And I don't know if it was that my arm was already so dry from all the swatching that I had done today, but this row was quite weird to swatch. Like every time I was swatching, it was a little patchy, and at least the first shade was fine. The next 3 shades were a little patchy, and you're gonna see that better in the close-up I'm gonna post now. There it is. You see
so we go from a dark purple to an orange. Is that what we're doing here?
That is not an orange.
That's like an orange-ish color.
How are you calling
that?
That's
like an dirt orange.
Okay, these are the actual formal swatches that I did with the stencil. And I layered these a few so you can see the actual colors, but I wanted to do live swatches so you guys could see.
Can we get to the good colors now so I could talk about the ones that I like?
Why? This is not your show.
Oh.
He wants to get to the greens because the God forbid. So this is a little bit in the sunlight, and each shade was layered like maybe twice or 3 times to get full pigmentation and opacity. Now we are going on to the next part of the swatches.
This green right here, we're going to call it marine green. This next one is going to be OD green or army green. This next one here is like when you eat bad burgers from Wendy's.
Stop! No, do not insult Wendy's. Do not insult Wendy's in front of me.
And you get that projectile vomit.
No!
This next green is the green when your dog eats something in the house and you're not sure what really that puddle is.
Why are you here?
And this last one, that's like some olivey gray. I
would call it like a forest olive green. It's olive.
It's some kind of olive.
It's a really pretty olive, though. It's very full.
Sure. Like if you're going to play like paintball and you want to put that on your face so you blend in, it would be perfect.
So you're one of those people that actually like put real camouflage to go play paintball?
Sure. Why not?
Oh my god. How long now have I known you that I didn't know this? Alright, so this is the second line of greens. These are more cool toned. The first shade was a little bit closer to black than I even believed. And then the next 2 shades are like bottle green and light Kelly green. And then the last 2 shades gravitate towards pastel even, but they're still pretty wearable. You can wear actually something like this. You can wear it on its own on your lid without it overpowering the rest of your makeup. You just wear like 1 or 2 shades at a time. That's for like regular wear. I mean, if you're an artist, if you're a pro and you're doing all this crazy stuff, it's amazing. Kudos to you. But I'm trying to like show the kind of like people next door type of like me. How will you wear something this bright and this colorful? You can always just go 1 shade at a time.
Okay, what? That's totally not where I thought we were fucking going with this.
What do you? Well, I started the first.
Here we have what I would call a midnight blue, and now we have that light cool blue that
Cobalt.
Yeah, sure, cobalt, sure. I was gonna say the lighter blue that they use in Starry Night. That's that right there.
Wow, that was mighty artistic of you to make a freaking reference like that.
Artistic. Here's like a slate blue.
Isn't that slate? What?
That shit is slate blue.
Isn't that slate?
Slate blue, my ladies and gentlemen. Slate blue right here.
It's like a
okay, so we went from like a dark navy blue to a cobalt starry night blue to a slate blue, and now look at this shit. We're gonna do like a gray blue. This is like a concrete color right before it dries.
Wow, you should really name colors. Put it on pause because I gotta whip my finger.
This is that light blue Crayola crayon that you can never use because the shit looks white.
That's it. Absolutely know what you're talking about. It does show up like if you write on black, it'll like that blue.
Yeah,
yeah.
So I have so much black paper laying around.
I have black paper laying around.
Let me go get all my black paper.
I have black paper laying around.
Don't give my kid black paper. That's weird.
She likes it. She likes to write neons with it. Okay, now on all serious, the palette itself was pretty easy to swatch. I think there were about 4 or 5 shades that needed 2 or 3 layers for full opacity. I recommend you use the Viseart primer anytime you use any type of matte, and it'll help definitely with the pigmentation and overall blending.